Starbucks has been sort of bouncing around here. Give us the big highlights from the numbers and what's most important to pull out here.
The first thing that jumps out is that the China same-store sales number missed estimates, so it's down 2%. That's the big key growth market. You know, they beat on certain things, revenue, the global same-store sales number better than expected, but the China number is really what I think needs some attention. That's the key market, and if they can't sort of turn that around, that's a big problem for them.
And we're just looking at some headlines from the conference call. Starbucks saying it sees more price competition in China, and it plans to roll out national delivery in China by the end of the year.
I mean, the U.S. market obviously important as well, and that's an area that had been slowing to some extent.
Yep.
Are we seeing any kind of a recovery? Apparently, Frappuccino sales not doing so well.
And the thing is, right, there's this whole conversation about whether we're saturated in the U.S., and I think they have basically said the U.S. isn't going to be the growth market anymore. We're going to sort of try to make it go okay, but right. You're not going to see 5 and 7% comps in the U.S. anymore. It's really China that they're looking to, which is why
I also think it's interesting. The company says it's considering national TV ads in the U.S. It hadn't occurred to me that they don't, and then you're like, oh yeah, they don't advertise, but it's not something I'd ever really thought about.
Because
before.
People need to know about Starbucks. They already know about Starbucks.
Well, they know about McDonald's and Coca-Cola and Burger King too, but.
Yeah, no, it's because there's so much domestic competition. I mean, just think about how many little coffee shops we have here. It's, you know, it's amazing. The China numbers are the important thing. What I was really interested in was last call, they went and basically walked us through their TAM analysis of the China market, and everybody that I knew that I deal with who makes estimates on our platform, who I talk to on Twitter and otherwise, basically laughed at that TAM and said, you have no chance at that TAM. If that's what we're banking on the multiple for, there's no way they'll get there.
TAM stands for?
Total addressable market.
Okay.
And there's no way, even if the TAM is correct, there's no way that they will actually capture that much of it in a domestic Chinese market.
And I mean, there's some signs here. We saw McDonald's was pretty slow in China. There is concerns about whether the trade war and all that rhetoric is kind of affecting U.S. consumer brands. I mean, China's not a slam dunk for these U.S. companies anymore.